Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my new system. That's a compact that fits into my notebook cover here. I have a video of this, I'll link it up right now, about my traveling pack for solo role-playing. But I have a new system that I'm really excited about because I've worked on it for quite some time, and I finally pulled the trigger and said, okay, it's just time to release it after I finalize a few things. Anyways, let's get to it. So this is a setting that I've always wanted to play in, but I couldn't really find anybody that really exactly of how I wanted to do it, so I made my own setting. It's called Mirewake. It's sort of like the thumbnail. If I change the thumbnail later on, I don't know, but it's like World of Dungeons 2.0. I love World of Dungeons and I love Dungeon World, but here's the character sheet and stuff. We'll get to that in a moment. So I love World of Dungeons, but World of Dungeons is really compact, and it doesn't even have rules for combat or anything at all. I mean, there's only so much I could put into this brochure, but still I try to cram as much as I could. But I love the mechanic of World of Dungeons where if you have a particular skill, when you roll a failure, it's never a complete failure. It just has a bigger complication, and I love that. I love that a lot. So yeah, so Mirewake. So the mire never sleeps, it remembers, it rises. So here's my artwork, 3x3 watercolor. I hope it's showing up clearly. I saturated a little bit more on the thing because it looked a little bit muted here. So I saturated a bit on the cover. I'm really liking, by the way, doing artwork like this. It's so much fun, and I don't have to worry about detail too much because how much detail can you put in here? This is a crumbling city. On top, a huge city, and it keeps on going this way if you notice. Here's the edge, and it keeps going this way. This is not grassland, this is murky swamp water. It's surrounded by a swamp that has its own lore, its own history, and things I'll continue to make supplements for in adventures and things like that later on. But it continues this way. So they're building, this is an ancient city underneath here. They built, instead of living in that ancient city, they built another city on top of it because there's a whole list of problems in this ancient city that was forgotten in time. No one's ever lived there for a long time. So instead of living there, because this is a prime location, instead of living there, they just built on top of it. But there's so much magic, treasure, runes, interesting characters, deadly characters, etc. There's a lot of money, wealth, magic, etc. down deep below, like even deeper than this, going deep into the, let's say, dungeons, deeper into the ground where nobody really wants to go, except if you want to do your adventuring party, you want to go down there. There's a lot of like intrigue, there's a lot of bribery, forgeries, like just basically kind of like a dark urban fantasy. That's basically, this is the setting I've always wanted to play in. Just exactly like this. And there's history about everything that I'm slowly going to make more and more things about. So I made a whole bunch of basic and advanced skills. Instead of like with World of Dungeons, there's only a very small set amount of skills. I put everything I had, and this is all from Mystic Warriors RPG, my upcoming role-playing game that I'm still working on. Okay, all basic and advanced skills. Here is my custom-made creative magic system that I've made for Mystic Warriors that I improved and put into here. Character creation, where you get, you have your regular barbarian, bard, etc. They have their own unique skills. Heritages, aka races. I just like the word heritage. I don't care if it's pick a race or pick a heritage. Either one. Dwarf, elf, gnome, halfling, human. Slowly more expansions. I'll increase the races and everything like that. Here's the other cool thing that I have. Where is it at? One moment. Right here. Now there's a bestiary. The World of Dungeons didn't have it. It's very small, but at least you have something to look at. Okay, then I made up a quick bestiary reaction table on a miss. So if you get a miss, instead of just getting attacked, it'll explain more here about combat right here. Sorry for the little blotches, by the way, you can see here and there. That's from the printing. It doesn't look like that when you purchase it. Sorry, just my printer. Sometimes it does that. So instead of just being hit, the GM could, or you as a solo player can roll a d6 and figure out what happens when you miss when you're attacking. Equipment, etc. So here are the other cool things that I included in this is services and hirelings. And I really went far into it. Arcane tattooing, assassination, curse removal, fortune telling, forgery, paying people, legal representation, street intel, and etc. Identification, identity swap if you need to swap your identity. And the asterisk is 2 times cost. So 2d6 minus your charisma modifier. That's what it will cost. And if it's asterisk, it's 2 times that. Okay, then you have your hirelings. So you have scribe, stable hand, forger, interpreter, rune chalker, witch's attendant, champion, cook, expert, etc. And there you could have 3 hirelings per party at a time, asterisk 2 times cost. There's your advancement here. Combat, the flashback move. So this is taking inspiration from World of Dungeons, hence like World of Dungeons 2.0. That's just a cheesy way of putting this, but anybody that likes World of Dungeons, that's basically the heart of this. And then the flashback move, it's also stated in the inspirations here. Inspirations, Blades in the Dark, and World of Dungeons. The flashback move I love in Blades in the Dark. So that's in here, modified to fit this setting or fit this system. But I didn't know till I started filming this video that Blades in the Dark and World of Dungeons are both by John Harper. So kudos to you, John. In my opinion, you're one of the best to condense a game into its small core, like Lasers and Feelings as well that you made, 1-page RPG. There's the core mechanic. Like I said, my creative magic system that I have there. So there's no need for a spell book or anything. You could just make all your spells in this system. Huge list of basic and advanced skills. You could have 7 basic skills and 3 advanced skills, and you can make your own abilities 2, 3 max. Just, come up with your own, because I only can fit so much, everybody. You get an ability for heritage, and you get an ability for your profession or your career, and you could get 3 more if you want to make them while you advance. So that's part of the advancement right here. But if you have the particular skill, you never fail. You could have 7 basic and 3 advanced, and you could pick 1 of each, 1 basic and 1 advanced in the beginning. You could do whatever you want. Now remember, keep in mind your modifier. So if you have a high strength modifier, you may want to keep with strength. And I even have siegecraft, smithing, set trap. Let's see what I have. I have tailoring, surgery, insight, espionage, eavesdropping. So if you're ever eavesdropping and you have it, you'll always succeed, but with a bigger complication. You have to have the magic skill to use the creative magic system. And that's an advanced skill. This is the only thing in terms of rules I want right there. I don't want to expand the rules any more than this. Oh, my character sheet. Let me talk about that. I don't want to expand the rules any further than this. So when I make expansions and supplements, like I may make a heritage expansion, career expansion, bestiary, they're all going to be trifold. So you could just have your rules, like your core rule book, player's aid, monster manual, things like that. They'll all be just brochures. You'll just fan it out, put it together, put it in your notebook cover or your traveling case, and go. Nice and simple. No need for print on demand. That's my most requested thing. Moses, when are you going to do POD on your stuff? You don't need it with brochures. Print it out and have fun. This is on cardstock, and I printed it the highest quality I could, but the problem is my printer blotches. So here's the character sheets and the lore and setting that I wrote for Mirewake. There's 4 character sheets. Hopefully I didn't miss anything in them. I kept on working on this, and I'm like, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. If so, I'll just keep amending it and updating it. Here is hirelings. You have 3 hirelings at a time. Important NPCs that you meet. And then the lore and the history and everything that I made for Mirewake. So here's the city description, noble factions, lore and mysteries, districts and landmarks, culture and society, key themes, notable NPCs. And I added this here because I couldn't think of anything else, and I don't want a big space wasted. Unique mechanics. It'll be on DriveThruRPG right now for a very, very affordable price. Happy gaming, everybody. Bye.